It is Bruins Benders Postgame Live on the Inside the Rink YouTube channel with Matty and Smitty. Click subscribe. Get your Bruins merch, Bruins Benders merch on InsideTheRink.com/Bruins-Benders. Follow us on social media. And we are in Montreal. Hey, 20% off with code Sorry John. Get the merch in the store. We're in Montreal. We just watched the Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. And the Bruins lose they're now a 10-game winless streak. It's 4-1. And our buddy Bill, he actually called it 4-1 with an empty netter before the game started. And so be it. 4-1. And your Bruins are in tank mode.
Tank. Yeah, not good from the Bruins after the first period.
No, first period was okay. It was a decent road period. Had a few chances. Outshot them 8-7.
Yeah. 0-0.
Second period. Wow.
Second period was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. And the only thing that held us over was Molson Canadian and Simply Spiked lemonades.
Yeah, you had
holy shit.
Yeah. Well, we call it the diabetes.
It's a diabetes in a cup, in a can.
Yeah.
5% alcohol by volume. It is a seltzered lemonade. It's a spiked lemonade, and it is delicious.
It was pretty good. We had a Molson Export.
Yeah.
Which is sponsored all over the arena.
Yeah.
And
why are we not sponsored? Why is this thing not sponsored? This should be sponsored.
This should be sponsored. This post game should most certainly be sponsored.
Do any of you have businesses?
Lucrative businesses?
Our friend Bill says he has a business. We're gonna hit him up for a sponsorship.
Yeah.
We're gonna this is gonna be brought to you by Bill Trainum. Pharmaceutical Consulting.
Yes.
And you guys are all going to be on Ozempic and Viagra
you're all on meds
by the end of this thing.
Yeah, we're all on meds anyway. So the Bruins lose tonight. They are currently 4th draft position, which is swell. My concern though is that they're aiming for James Higgins and he's going to be a bust. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't want Higgins. I'm not sold on Higgins. I thought he had not a subpar year at BC, but he had a good year at BC, but he wasn't dominant. So there's other guys out there that I would rather have. I would rather have Michael Misa. I would rather have Matthew Schaefer. I would rather have Anton Frundell. I would rather have whatever Denorier's first name is.
Yeah, sure.
I would rather have Jake O'Brien. I would rather have any of those guys instead of Higgins. Higgins is smallish. He's under 6 feet. So he's not what I want from the Bruins. There's a bunch of centers in this draft. There's a bunch of centers that are over 6 feet tall. And I would take any of those guys instead of Higgins. Right. So that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Bruins to take a little bit of a bigger center with maybe some more upside potential.
Yeah, maybe some. Yeah, I like Frundell from what I hear and read. But I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched any of them lick.
No.
And I can't with a good, intellect tell you who's good, who's bad. I can't. So
no. So this is what it all comes back to. We've been talking about this all along. Mm-hmm. The Bruins should follow whatever Central Scouting says, whatever they say are the top whatever picks, 4, 5, 6 picks. The Bruins are going to be if they finish 4th, they can be no worse than 6th from the draft lottery. So you just go down the Central Scouting list, and whoever is 6th best overall player, you take that fucking guy.
Yeah.
You do. Sorry, John, but you do. You take that fucking guy and you go to work. You don't go off the board for fucking Zach Senyshyn. You take the guy at 6 who you should fucking take. That's what you do.
I agree. And one thing about tonight's game I wanted to mention was in their own zone, the Bruins looked really bad in the second and third period. Just, all over the place in their own zone, just chasing the puck, out of position. It was really bad. And I question whether or not they practice. Honestly, how, if you're a professional hockey club, can you perform like that if you practice every day? You're NHL players.
I'm not sure they practice every day.
I don't know what practice looks like right now.
I think there's a lot of morning skates. I think the practice is a lot of, let's shoot on Sway a little bit. Let's shoot low blocker and see if we can stop it.
Yeah.
You know what I have a problem with? I have a problem with Pavel Zacha.
Oh, Zacha tonight, we were way up 404 section, way up.
Yeah.
By the ceiling.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that view, you can see who's skating and who isn't. You can see
see everything.
Who sucks and who doesn't. Like, you can see everything.
Off the puck.
Oh my God.
Pavel Zacha tonight, awful.
Yeah.
On the puck tonight, Pavel Zacha, awful.
Yeah.
Like,
glides.
Bad decisions, gliding all over the place. Just so many hope passes, so many just thrown into the slot for no fucking good reason. Just so many bad decisions, bad plays all over the place, all over the ice. And it's a wonder. It's no wonder that he has 39 points or whatever the fuck he has. Mm-hmm. It's no wonder he's had a terrible year because he's been terrible all year long.
He has. Tonight, it was really him and Mittelstadt too. I just didn't think they were very good at all. And I really am concerned that those two guys, I mean, if you're riding with those two guys, it's talking about compete level and stuff. I just didn't see a lot of compete out of them. Elias, Marcel made a beautiful pass into the slot to someone. I think it might have been Lindholm or somebody.
Yeah.
Coming down the middle. If they skated a little bit harder, that person's wide open in the slot.
I think it was Lindholm.
It
might have been Zacha, though.
And he was just gliding.
Might have been Zacha.
And the pass was just out of his reach.
Yeah.
He was alone in the slot and nothing. And again, it's Geekie and Pastrnak are the only people who can create any type of goal scoring. It looks like a team that knows they suck. Like it looks like a team that knows that every play is going to die on their stick, that they have no chance to score, that anytime they make a pass or try to catch a pass, they do it with really stone hands. Like it's a disjointed group too. Like they dump the puck in, they don't win it, and then it's coming back the other way. Montreal could have won that game 10-1 tonight. And they could have. Swayman actually played pretty well.
Swayman did play well tonight.
I mean, an unbelievable save with his glove.
Yeah,
and some other great stops too. And they really could have won 8 or 9-1.
Absolutely, they could have. The Bruins offensively are so ridiculously challenged. Yeah. There's plays for them to make. There's shots that they could take that they just simply turn down. Mm-hmm. There was a play where I think Khustnidinov had the puck at the bottom of the left wing circle or the right wing circle. And instead of looking towards the net, he just throws it back blindly to the point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. It's a possession play and it worked out for you, but you had a lane to shoot the puck and you didn't even look at the net.
No,
they don't make plays to generate offense. There's plays through the neutral zone where they had a guy in support that they could have made a little 3-foot pass, which Brickley loves, the little tiny short passes with possession through the neutral zone with speed, but they don't. They dump it in every fucking time. They just don't want to play offense. They want to get the puck deep and then not forecheck and glide in, and then it's the same old shit. And the other team gets it, or they'll rim it. They'll just get into the zone and rim it to no one.
Nobody.
All the time.
Yeah, there's nobody over there.
It's excruciating to watch it live. There was a Canadiens fan sitting directly in front of us, and he turned around to me somewhere through the second period, and he said, "Do you guys have a number one center?" No, we don't.
No,
we don't.
No,
we don't have anybody that's a number one center.
No.
And he's like, "Well, Elias Lindholm, is he the number one center?" Yeah, he's paid like a number one center, but he isn't one.
No,
this team needs so much work. It's difficult to imagine them being good next year. But I'll tell you what, Don Sweeney's going to try his ass off because his job's in jeopardy. So he's going to be trying his ass off to make this team a good team next year. Mm-hmm. And I don't know who's going to want to come here. I don't know who's going to want to play on this team.
Know.
But it's a long ways away from being a contender.
It really is.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is. All right. So our experience tonight. This is the first time I've been to the Bell Center. Second time for Smitty. He was at the old Molson Center. But yeah, it's it's a really nice arena. It's a great vibe in there. Just like you think on the TV. Like it's just a great vibe. When they crescendo, the crowd crescendos whenever the Canadiens have a rush. It's just what you think it is. It's just really electric. With that first goal, man, that crowd exploded.
Yeah, there was a pop from the crowd.
I mean, just big time pop. the arena, the concourses are so small. Like to move around between periods is crazy. I mean, I came close to fist fighting a couple of friggin' morons in there. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
It's tight.
Stop giving me a flat tire. A flat tire to me, when you're walking, is one of the most irritating things in the world. That, and when we worked at the supermarket and you hit the back of the feet with a carriage.
Oh, that's a sign of disrespect.
That is disrespectful.
That's a sign of
like
disrespect.
that is bad. So that with the flat tire thing, just I hate it. So so the concourses aren't great, but the vibe is great. The fans were totally into it. Of course,
fans were great.
They're fighting for a playoff spot. Fans were actually decent to us. No one gave us any grief. No. Of course, we suck.
Yeah, we suck. I mean,
so that's part of it.
Yeah.
And I wore my Chiefs, so I kind of pussied out. The other guys wore. I
had a Bruins sweatshirt
stuff
on right now. I'm going Bruins Benders.
Yeah, there you go. Buy one at the merch shop.
Yeah, buy one merch shop.
All right, sips tonight. Get your sips in. We had Molson Export.
Molson Canadian. Matty had a Blue Moon. I went. Then we went with those Simply Spiked lemonades at the end. Delicious. Holy shit!
Can you do something with this? Nice. Trying to look at the comments and this friggin' Mac. If you have a Mac computer, I don't think you're all that tough. But all right, tonight's sip from Fox Guy. Sierra Nevada to Torpedo Extra IPA ×6 in a Bender's glass, of course. Nice job,
boy. Fox Guy.
Nice job.
Everybody should buy the Bender's Rocks glass or a Bender's mug. You can put your beers in a mug. Don't be afraid to do that. And the shit is dishwasher safe.
It is.
Thanks to Mr. Smitty.
It is dishwasher safe. Can you get to the top there? Thanks. Producer Smitty over here.
Yeah.
Get to the top. There we go. I need to see some sips. Who else had sips in here?
Connor, favorite some of this shit, will you?
Give me some sips. Sip tonight for Sean Michael is Prison Hooch.
Prison Hooch?
Prison Hooch.
What
in the
fuck?
In the guest bathroom toilet. Hey, how about this? On the way out tonight, they were passing out. We thought it was like a drink, like a new energy drink or something. It was yogurt.
Yogurt. And I got a strawberry banana Greek yogurt smoothie on my way out of the arena tonight.
I mean, that doesn't happen.
Why the fuck are you giving out yogurt after somebody would drink like 1,000 beers?
Yeah, now
you're giving them yogurt?
Yeah.
My God.
Oh my God. What's the difference between morning skate and practice, says Adrian?
Nothing.
Not sure. Right now, not a thing. Not a thing. Grab your skates.
Morning skate, they just go out there, they glide around just to get the legs moving a little bit. Practice is actually something that they should do more of.
Yeah.
But yeah, morning skates a little bit just to get the boys out there and skating around to get the legs loose.
Sure.
But practice needs to be a little bit more intense, a little bit better.
Summary of last post game from Odysseys. The Koepke part of the snake thing. Aussie Dan was like, "What a beauty! It's pouring fucking piss buckets." Old saying. Had a blast in the car listening to that. Yeah, that was quite a discussion we had last post game.
Yeah,
off on a tangent.
Look, with the team being as bad as it is right now, we're gonna talk about other things too. Yeah, it's just the way. It's just the way that it is. We can't continue to talk about the same things over and over again with this team because it is the same thing. It's the same problems. The same things pop up again and again. They can't score. They can't defend. They can't get the puck out of their zone. They're bad on the power play. Again, tonight with the shorthanded chances against.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
Every single time they're on the power play now, they give up opposing shorthanded chances.
And you know what part of it is? First of all, it's the turnovers like in the slot. Yeah. But the second thing is terrible at keeping the puck in. Like they miss the puck and it's 2-on-1 the other way. I mean, too much, too often.
And it's bad decisions.
Yeah.
It's just bad decisions. Like you watch, like somebody carried, like tonight, I think Mittelstadt carried it in. Like a nice rush entry, carries it in, and then he passes it to the right defenseman who clears it. And it's like, I mean, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing? Like a tape to tape.
Yeah, tape to tape.
Like a tape to tape. And you watch that and you think, well, this is why they don't have a good power play. because we're passing the puck to the other fucking team.
That's probably why. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a reason. Dan Maynard's sip tonight is iced coffee double shot.
It's got to be during the day for him, though, right?
It is. It's
the middle of the fucking day.
Isn't it in the morning?
Danny, look out for the spiders, please. For the love of God, look out for the spiders.
Is that Cabernet from Shaz Diet?
Shaz Diet is
Cabernet tonight.
Shaz Diet's going wine.
Yeah, wine tonight.
Classing it up, Shaz Diet.
Yeah, classing it up. Jared McKinnon has Dunkin' Homebrew in Montana. No stores out here in Montana. Hey, Jared, I've been watching 1883 and 1923.
Yes.
And they're through Montana.
Yeah. That's Montana?
Yeah, they get to Montana at one point at the end of 1883.
Okay.
Yeah.
My son's one of his good buddies goes to school at Montana State for skiing, like fucking avalanche
that's
rescue,
what they do, right?
Explosions. And shit.
Okay, explosions.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's seriously, he goes to school out there because they do like it's like avalanche prevention fucking something or other.
Yeah.
At Montana State. Unbelievable.
Heard Jason Bukala on Kuiper and Bourne said that the biggest mistake the GMs in the league make are to fall in love with their players. If I had to single out Sween's biggest flaw, it's that. Yeah, he does. I mean, he fell in love with that old core. And I think he just wasn't quite sure how to build the next core. So he squeezed the life out of that thing. And now, if you've noticed, there's no forward that they've developed in his 10 years here. Like they don't have a forward. He got Geekie, which is actually probably a little bit of a lucky thing.
Yeah.
A fluky thing. Other than that, they haven't developed any forwards at all who can score. And they haven't gotten many who can score. And then the ones they did, they let go, and like Hall and Bertuzzi and those guys. So, the forward group is what he has not been able to recoup.
He handles the team like it's family instead of a business.
He does. He even talks about their kids and their wives.
I mean, we've talked about this
Jesus
before.
Christ
like
almighty.
when he thanks the player for playing, he thanks the wife, he thanks the children. He thinks, I mean, what has the children have to do with?
They don't care. They don't know who Uncle Donnie is.
Yeah, with Brad Marchand being a Boston Bruin. What does Brad's kids have to do with him being a Bruin? And so, like, he's thanking he thinks of it as a family, not as a business, and that's a problem.
Yeah,
because he needs to think of it as a business first.
Yeah.
Well, as a hockey team first, and then as a business, and then you can think of it as a family if you want to, I guess.
Yeah,
but you need to make sometimes hard decisions, tough decisions, like some of the ones he made this year, which I applaud him for.
Sure.
Trading Brad Marchand, trading Brandon Carlo, trading Charlie Coyle. Those are not easy decisions to make.
No, but he did it when he absolutely at the very end.
He had to.
He had to.
He had to. So now we'll see what happens. Now we'll see if he can actually build a roster. I don't think he can. I don't think he's the right guy to do it, but we'll see. Because I think he's going to get the chance, and I don't want him to have the chance. I would rather it be someone else, but I think he's going to be the one to try to build this back, and we'll see what happens.
To say that this is a big offseason is a understatement.
Yeah,
like this is. I'm just intrigued to see what they're going to do. Like I would imagine Sweeney wants to get them back to the playoffs because you can't miss playoffs.
Oh, of course he does
with this ownership group. So. I'm just looking forward to see what they're going to do. Matthew Curtis says, as much as I've started to like Zadorov, I really hope the Zadorov for Cam York rumors are true. What do you feel about a Cam York Zaddy Daddy move?
I like Zadorov more than that.
Yeah, I do too. I'm like, look, yeah, I mean, you can argue he makes too much money. He does probably, but he has shown some leadership stuff. And I think on a good team, I think he'd be fine. And right now, he's one of the only guys really that are kind of playing with some pride and acting like they give a shit and that type of stuff. So I've turned on Zadorov some. I kind of like some aspects of him. Not for $5 million a year, but maybe for $3.5 million a year.
I think we beat him up early in the season when he wasn't very good. But I think since maybe December, January, since the turn of the new year, certainly, he's been pretty good. Like, the team's not very good, so, it is what it is. But he's giving you what you thought you would get from him: some hits, some stepping up for teammates.
Sure.
I think his real value is if the Bruins make the playoffs. And this isn't a playoff team, but I think in the playoffs, a player like him, especially, will be a bonus, will be an added value. So, hopefully they can get back there soon and he can show you what he can do in the playoffs, because I think that's when you really see the best of Zadorov.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. Adrian says, "What reptile facts do you want tonight?" I had a turtle for 15 years. Had to give it away 10 years ago because we moved. It's still alive with the friends we gave it to. What's the life expectancy of a turtle?
Some of those big fucking turtles, like the hard shell tortoises, the big ass ones, like
Jimmy the Crickets,
like in Finding Nemo, like those big fucking turtles.
Okay.
Those things live like hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years?
Yeah.
So you can have a pet that outlives you?
I'm not sure about pet turtles. I'm not sure about the PetSmart turtles.
Do people breed pet turtles that have a lesser life expectancy?
I don't know about that.
But could you have a pet that's going to outlive you? What happens then?
Yeah, I mean, do you leave your will to
generations of turtle?
Do you leave your pet like to siblings?
Yeah. Your great grandkids could have the same turtle you had. That's kind of neat.
It is kind of neat.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that.
A Benders turtle. Damn, that game actually started really strong. I agree, Bricktop.
Yes.
I want the tank, but this is one of the maybe 2 games I wanted to see possible wins from, just to let some of those guys experience winning together. I think that's a decent point.
Yeah.
I just don't know who's going to be on the team next year. First, and secondly, we were in Montreal, so I kind of wanted them to win this one, and then lose the rest.
We both wanted them to win tonight.
Yeah, Montreal is fighting for a playoff spot. Yeah. This could really have hurt them.
We wanted to shove it up Montreal's ass tonight, win this one and lose the rest. That's what we were hoping for.
Right.
But look, we all picked Montreal to win. We didn't expect anything from the Bruins, and we got pretty much what we expected. I said 5-1. Matt said 5-2. Our buddy Bill hit it on the nose, 4-1 with an empty netter. So
we were right around it.
Yeah, we weren't expecting them to do well. They didn't do well.
No.
because they can't score.
No, they can't.
They are so offensively challenged right now. It is.
It's bad hockey.
It really is.
Yeah. Shaz, do you expect anyone from this coaching staff back next season?
No. I'm going to go with no. I don't want anyone back. I think someone potentially could survive just because.
I'm going Jay Leach and Chris Kelly stay.
Well, I guess. Yeah, because Jay Leach is going to be the head coach.
Yeah, and I think Chris Kelly will survive.
So I guess that. Yeah, I guess.
Do you think Sacco goes back to an assistant?
No.
Okay. I hope not. Like, look, this coaching staff.
It's run its fucking course, man. It has.
It has. 11 years for an assistant, now interim. Long time.
Too long.
Yeah, way too long. I don't care if he lives 10 minutes down the road. It's too long. It's too long.
Was it you earlier who was talking about a place in Medford that has good
Dom's
was it
Dom's in Malden.
Oh, Malden.
It
wasn't Medford.
Yeah. I thought somebody was steak tips in Malden.
I thought somebody was talking about Medford.
Oh, Medford is Chevalier Theater.
Oh, yes.
The concert venue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a decent.
It was a long fucking car ride.
Yeah,
Give us a break.
4 hours to be exact.
4.5.
4.5
from Bill's.
Right in Londonderry, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Sip is Ron Zacapa rum, some Guatemalan stuff. It's not bad, says Zach Haste. Okay.
Guatemalan.
Take it. Guatemalan rum.
Guatemala known for its rum?
No. I don't know. I almost confirmed that like confidently, and I have no idea.
You were like, yeah.
I was like,
you were ready. You were ready to give it to the Guatemalans. You're like, yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Guatemalans can make some rum.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, they can.
I'll show you. B says you two look like you are lying on your stomachs looking at the screen. We have a weird setup here. Yeah. We're on this little.
We're on like a chaise lounge.
Like a little. Yeah, we're on a chaise lounge,
and we have like a.
It's like a little like drum. That's meant to be like an end table.
It's like a snare drum that we're using for
So
for a table.
We're bent over.
We're hunched. My back is killing me right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not a great setup.
And we have the, I mean, we could give you the outside, but I think you'd lose us in the video.
I think if we get a sponsor, we'll get like a remote thing.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I think Bill Trainum, Pharmaceutical Consulting should.
We'll put that right across the banner.
Help us out. Yeah.
On the
right
setup.
on the top.
Yeah. Right on the top.
Oh, he's working. He's working right now. Yeah. Working on it right now.
Yeah. Getting it going.
Yeah.
Pejman, glad you guys had a chance to go to a game up there. It's a fucking shame the year Montreal is on the way up. We're in Tankapalooza. Been forever since both teams are good. And that's right. 2014 was the last playoff series. It's 11 years. And it's killed the rivalry.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it when we were leaving the game that we really wanted. We were hoping actually this year that both teams would be pretty good. Montreal seemed to be on the way up. The Bruins, before the season, I guess we're supposed to be halfway decent and had a bad go of it. But it's better for the league. It's better for hockey in general, and both teams are good and the rivalry's good and it means something. Because it adds an electricity.
It does add an electricity.
That is fun. It's fun to be around.
Yeah, it is. I totally agree. Sweens was handed the best core in hockey, better than Chicago or Tampa Bay at the time. Bergeron, Krejci, Chara, Rask, Marchand, Krug, Pastrnak, etc. Didn't draft or acquire a single one of them. True. Yeah. McAvoy and Swayman are your two guys.
Yeah.
That's it. 16 and 17.
Yeah, everyone else is gone.
Everyone else is gone. Oh, 15's gone, the whole thing.
Yeah, DeBrusk was here.
Yeah. Lauko was back from 18.
Great.
Yeah, Lauks. Yeah,
we saw them in Warmies. Lauko was right next to Sway.
He was.
Best friends forever. Just hanging out.
It was literally him and Swayman.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was nobody else on the sideboards. No one really. I don't know. I mean, it's probably overblown.
It's overblown.
But Jesus,
it is
like overblown. This is like sort of ridiculous. Fox guy, how Zadorov is a plus 14 on this freaking team is seemingly impossible. That's freaking impressive. That is impressive.
It is.
I mean, it really is. I mean, Zadorov is the one guy on the defensive core who's halfway decent right now. I mean, it's Lohrei has a -3 again tonight. What's he, -38 or something now? He's close to -40.
I'm looking it up right now.
Like, that's insanely bad. So
he was -35 going in, so he's -38.
Lohrei is a -38. Like, I want to believe the kid's going to be pretty good, but that's just not good enough. So
yeah, I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it a little bit at the game. Like, I was saying, I don't know. We should get rid of like the entire team. Essentially, except for Pastrnak, McAvoy, and maybe a couple others. And I mentioned Lohrei, and Matt's like, I'm not sure.
No.
I'm not sure yet because I mean, I've had concerns about his defense. You certainly do, and he just until he can prove that defensive part, like as good as he is offensively, I'm not sure it. You can put him out there defensively, and it makes it okay.
Yeah,
like I'm not sure it's worth it for him to score, 45 points and be a -35. It's just
probably isn't. He's not that productive offensively.
No, you have to be
70 points.
Yeah, you have to be Torrey Krug. Yeah. You have to be
Evan Bouchard.
Yeah, you have to be a 60, 70 point guy to make that worth it.
Yeah, you have to.
And it's not worth it right now.
It's not enough. How many sorry Johns are there at a live game? There were a few when the passes just wouldn't connect.
Yeah, I mean,
holy shit.
I was swearing it's Pavel Zacha tonight.
Oh my God.
A lot.
We were all over Zacha. And I'll tell you, I didn't really notice until I was up above, like just how badly he's playing. Like, and I'm not making it up. Like, and I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he just is not playing well at all.
So many bad decisions.
Oh my God, not winning
many
pucks.
bad decisions.
Like just giving the puck away. Dan Maynard says, Matty, does Smitty scream at the team at a live game like he does his TV? He does a little bit, but I'll tell you what, back in the day, Smitty would scream so loudly that his mother would not let him watch Bruins games.
Yeah,
in the house.
When I was younger, Here's a story from back in the day. I was watching Bruins Sabres like early 80s when the Bruins were, pretty good, but the Sabres had some good guys. They had Andrew Chuck and Housley and some other good guys. And I was watching a Bruins Sabres game and the Bruins were getting killed. And Sabres just scored. And I was screaming at the TV. And my mother came into the room and she said, if you keep yelling at the TV, you can't watch any more games. Like I was keeping the rest of the family awake or irritated.
Sure.
Because of the way that I was handling the thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been my relationship with the Bruins all along.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a negative, what the hell are you doing?
It is.
Kind of a thing from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot of letdowns back in the day.
A lot of letdowns.
Yeah.
A lot of letdowns.
They didn't beat the Canadiens in the series till we were 16 years old.
Yeah. A lot of letdowns.
It was tough.
But, one great night at the 99 in Waltham.
Oh my goodness, 2011. Never forget it. Unbelievable. Then we went back there in 2019. They lost game 7.
And they lost,
yeah. Adrian says, one of my students brought it to school in his pocket, the turtle, because he found it on the way to the bus stop. It was a baby. I put it in an aquarium and it just keeps living. I mean, I'll tell you what, that's a wonderful thing.
I think you should name that turtle. Just keeps living. Who has 9 lives on the Bruins? Who's the guy that has 9 lives?
Joe Sacco.
Joe Sacco.
He's 11 lives.
Should you just name that turtle Sacco?
Sacco. Yeah.
Sacco the turtle.
Sacco the turtle. He just keeps ticking.
He just doesn't leave. Your turtle somehow still there.
Your turtle is Harry Sinden. Yeah, he just stays there for 50 years. Bleeds the life out of it. Bruins 1970. Was it just me? But it looked like everyone skated off without tapping Swayman after the game. Only guy to acknowledge him was Peeke. Yeah, I guess you can kind of look for things there and stuff. I don't know what's going on there. There's something going on there, though, because Swayman tried to get his teammates back by picking that fight and everything. So he's trying to do something. I don't know to what extent it is. I will say that Pastrnak stood up for him. I mean, someone went into him tonight, and Pastrnak, it was Slavkovsky, I think.
Yeah, it was.
And Pastrnak went right at him. Wasn't letting it go either. He was going right at him. And I'll give Pastrnak credit. I mean, he's not a fighter or anything.
No.
But he's not scared. He'll go at people, and he'll mix it up if he feels it's right for the team, and he stands up for his teammates. I mean, Pasternak's come a long way in a lot of different ways.
Sure has.
People still are going to be on. People who don't like him are still going to have the same old narratives about him. But I think Pastrnak is becoming a far more complete player than he ever was or ever thought he would be. And he showed me a lot this year. And I'll tell you what, he's frustrated. He should be. 2 years in a row, he's carried the team offensively, and now it's a dumpster fire. And he's the marquee guy, and they better get the ship righted pretty soon.
Yeah. If they don't figure this thing out pretty soon, he's going to ask for a trade.
I would think so. In the next couple of years, if it's not going anywhere, he can't waste his prime years. And he hasn't won a cup, so he's going to want to do that. So they're going to need to start turning this thing around the next year or two. They need to see some progress next year, for sure. Certainly not what they're doing now, because they're really, really bad right now. And there's 6 games to go. They have Chicago, Pittsburgh, Jersey twice, Carolina.
Do you think they win a game?
Buffalo. I think they could beat Chicago. I think they might beat Chicago. I think it's at home. Right? I think so. I think they might win one more home game. That last game of the year, they might win that. But by then, they might be securely in 4th or whatever. It might not matter. They might not. It might be okay for them to win. But that game against the Devils at home, jersey off your back and all that stuff, losers of 15 in a row, maybe they win that one at home. But they can't score. I mean, it's really hard to predict because they can't score at all.
What do they have, 14, 15 goals in the last 10 games?
Yeah, they got I think they've been outscored 40-14 over this stretch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's look at some other comments here. Get to some of the more recent ones here, because you guys do a great job with these comments. I mean, we have hundreds a night now, which is makes me blind, but it's great. It's a great problem to have. Hooray for the 10-game losing streak. Let's keep it up. B says Joe Bandera. There you go. Absolutely. Too many. Zach Hay says too many pussies.
Yeah,
on the team, and that, you know what? Tonight when we were watching above, saw a lot of those like not going in super hard, flybys, just little subtle things that don't really show like a true commitment to making plays and gaining pucks. Saw it a lot tonight.
Yeah, when you watch guys kind of off the, like, not in the TV, not in the screen of the TV.
Yeah.
And you see guys kind of off the puck and what they're doing. It is a lot of like coasting around, a lot of, not great effort. Getting in on the forecheck, things like that. It's a lot of coasting, and then when they get close, yeah, maybe they'll take a stride or two, but it's just not enough effort for the level of talent they have. So
right.
This is what you get, and then you get guys that won't look at the net or won't shoot. Casey Mittelstadt a few times. There was a play with Khustnidinov, had the puck in the bottom of the right wing circle, doesn't shoot. It's just like they're either trying to make the perfect play or they're trying to I don't know what they're trying to do sometimes, because it doesn't seem like they want to score. It's like they're just trying to possess it, or they're trying to get it in deep.
I just don't think they believe they can score.
They're trying to play simple hockey, and I think it's getting in the way of them actually playing offense. There's plays to be made sometimes, and instead of making a play with the puck, they'll dump it in.
Yeah.
And like you watched Montreal, like the Zach Suzuki to Cole Caulfield goal was a perfect example. Like Suzuki holds the puck, toe drags around a guy, makes a perfect tape pass for a tap in. Like the Bruins guy is either shooting that or he's curling back and doing something completely different instead of trying to play offense.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Suzuki made a wonderful play over to Caulfield, like held it, dragged it, let the defenseman get on his belly, and then kind of toe dragged it, slid across. Beautiful pass. Beautiful. And he's had 80 some odd points. Yeah. He's had the most points for the Canadiens in like over a decade or so, like maybe even longer than that. The highest point season. He has like 80 something points, 80 points now. So Suzuki is a really underrated player. It reminds me a lot of David Krejci, the way he plays.
Yeah.
Just really creative, not super big, not super physical, but great hands, great vision. Sets those guys up for plays. Caulfield has 35 goals. Yeah. He's a really good young player. Every other team seems to have all these really good young players, and the Bruins have really no great young players to speak of.
Matt Boldy's, I'm sure I've said this before, but Matt Boldy's younger brother used to play hockey with my son. And I've talked to his dad at numerous times because Matt played on the national development team with Cole Caulfield and Jack Hughes and a bunch of guys. Yeah,
that was a wagon of a team.
And his Matt Boldy's dad used to say all the time, he's like, Cole Caulfield is going to be a good NHL player because he can shoot the puck. Yeah. He can. And he scores goals. He's fucking 5'8".
Yeah, he's tiny.
But he can shoot.
One of the smallest guys in the league.
He can shoot. He can shoot.
In fact, he and DeBrincat might be the two smallest guys.
Yeah. I mean, he has, I've said that a million times too. You have to have an elite skill.
Yes.
To play in the NHL. Yeah. Cole Caulfield, an elite shot.
You know what? I meant to tag you on this today. There was a video on X of Julian Edelman, a former Patriot, talking about that very thing where they knew if first round picks were good if they came in and had like,
I saw
he called it like he called it something else, but it was like an elite skill.
Right.
If they have like a superpower.
Yeah.
And I thought of what Smitty always says is that you need an elite skill. And Julian Edelman said that in football, like when the first round picks would come in, they had this elite skill.
Does this mean he wants to talk?
Does Connor want to talk? Connor is. No,
he's giving us the thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
He doesn't want to talk.
Okay, great. So anyway.
It looked like he was flashing.
Good to see Connor tonight.
But maybe he was just high. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, you know what? It's Thursday night. So So anyway, so an elite skill is what you need for sure.
Yeah.
Bruins 1970 says you're wearing a Chiefs jersey. Hey, I'll tell you what, I got so many comments on the jersey tonight, like so many, and it was such a chicken shit move by me. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like I wasn't gonna wear my Bruins jersey because I didn't want to get poked fun of and all this other stuff. And these guys didn't. I give credit to the Canadiens fans. They didn't really give it to us at all. In fact, they were nice. But I didn't know what I was gonna walk into, so I wore my Chiefs jersey, neutral city. Yeah. And I got so many compliments for it.
Ton of compliments.
Ton. And this is the best like $25 I ever spent.
Yeah.
Like this thing has the fighting tag and everything.
I tell you, we bought those sons of bitches for the Halloween party at Lops.
Yeah.
We rocked them. We went with the wigs. We did the whole Hanson Brothers thing. And tell you, they're fucking sweet jerseys.
They are.
They are sweet.
Like really thick.
Really
jerseys.
Good jerseys.
With the friggin'
sewn on, everything sewn on there.
Yeah.
They're nice. They're really nice.
They're really nice flags. They're nice shirts. Matty and Smitty can't hear me tonight, but Matty poured a beer in her fella. I did. So tonight I'm sitting down. I got my beer in my hand. We're sitting down like it's 6:15. We're there way too early. I sit down. I've had literally 3 sips of it. Like we didn't go to a bar before or nothing. I sit down. There's a railing. I bang like this part of my wrist, like just lightly. A little bit of stuff comes up. Right on the guy's like cheek and
the cheek down his down his neck, his jacket.
It wasn't all that much, but the guy turned around to me like he wanted to throw or something.
Yeah.
And then he kept turning around. And I'm like, dude, sorry, like I hit my hand on the railing.
You did apologize.
I said it 3 times.
But I tell you what, you could have taken him.
I could have taken him
because he was a 60-year-old man.
Well, he was at least 60,
and he was there with his wife,
and he weighed like 125 pounds.
You could have just especially being with us being a row up.
Yeah,
like you.
I would have just
shoved him over the row,
like haymakers from up top.
Yeah, he would have been in trouble.
Yeah, he would have been in a bad spot. Yeah. And I think he kind of knew that, but he gave me like the side eye. He did 3 times. And I apologized 3 times. Like, buddy, you're not soaking wet. Like I got a little on your cheek and your fucking cute little vest you're wearing. Like, give it a rest, dude. You know? And I thought he was a Bruins fan at first because he was cheering. I couldn't tell who he was cheering for until Montreal scored the goal.
Yeah.
And he got up and cheered like he was, typical Montreal fan. And I'm like, great. And I wish I poured it on his other shoulder too. Like,
yeah, I think he was smoking cigarettes during the period.
Smoking cigs, and he was out smoking cigs because he looked at me like I was in the concourse too. He looked at me later on.
Oh, he gave you side eye in the concourse?
He was kind of like looking at me. So I'm kind of looking back at him. And then he like turned away.
You should have walked by and given him the shoulder, giving him like.
Yeah, I did give one guy a shoulder.
Yeah,
this one guy was intoxicated, Canadiens fan, walking around with his buddies like cracking jokes and everything. He bumped into me 3 different times as I'm walking. I don't know how he did it, but he walked into me 3 different times. So he gets ahead of me, and then as he's coming back, I walked sternly right by him, and I didn't move my shoulder, and I went shoulder right through him. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, dude." Like, I initiated the contact, pal. Don't be sorry. It was just like, come on, dude.
Do I have a halo?
You do. You do. You're an angel tonight.
I am.
You're an angel. What else do we have here?
I always behave well.
Yeah. Even with a masterclass of an offseason, still looks very bleak. You would have to win every trade by a mile and have to be the number 1 team in free agency, says Matthew Curtis. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one.
It's going to be a tough sell to get people to come here.
And there's not a lot there after Bennett and Marner sign with their own teams. Like, there's just not a lot there. Tavares looks like he's going to sign with at least 2.
Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think they're both going to re-sign with the?
I think they're both going to re-sign. I think Tavares is going to take less than money. Tavares has 36 goals. He's had a pretty good year.
He has.
Like a really good year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to sign hometown.
Tell you what, he'd be better than any of the centers we have right now.
1,000%. I still rip the shit out of him, but he's better than Zacha and Lindholm and
oh my god,
Mittelstadt and all those guys combined.
Me.
Like, there's no center.
Sorry, John.
There's no center play there, there's no playmaking center. When they lost Krejci, I would argue with you that Krejci is the biggest loss they had.
I mean, I wouldn't. I
could make it. I could make an argument that David Krejci was a slightly bigger loss than even Bergeron because of what he brought to the table.
Yeah.
Because Bergeron wasn't a playmaking center either. It's the only playmaking center they've had since Savard.
Yeah. I mean, you could make that argument, and I'd let you.
Or at least the same of a loss.
I'd let you.
Because that was a much bigger loss than people want to give credit for.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was really underrated.
Oh, it's very, very.
Bergeron brought a lot to the table.
But he's also a big-time postseason performer.
100% true.
Big time.
100% true.
So I would make that case. I write a few more comments, and then Schooner. We saw that Craig Lelieve. Schooner, was he the one on? Was he Trigger? Trigger.
I don't know. Trigger on X was also drinking Schooner. So if that's you, Craig, we caught you on X, and yeah, we love it.
Schooner, yeah, that's interesting. Let's see.
Fox guy says Zadorov led the team in rushes. Is that what it says?
Zadorov had to lead the team in rushes. Yeah, I saw him rushing the puck a lot tonight.
Yeah,
like every time it was coming down the wing, it was Zadorov. I'm like, wow. It happened a few times.
When he gets moving with the puck, he's pretty good.
He actually is.
Because he's so big, he has a big reach.
He does.
It's hard to get it away from him. He can protect the puck pretty well.
Yeah. He's got to get it going. Once he does, he's not a bad skater. He really isn't.
It would be nice to see him connect with some offensive players, but we really don't have any. So
no, we have zero.
It's tough.
We have
there
zero.
You go. You get inside the rink.
Krejci and Bergeron both have 128 playoff points. Krejci in 10 less games. Bingo.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah. I mean, huge loss that they haven't recovered from.
Sure.
Was David Krejci. Let's see. A few more here. Right now, there's no difference between morning skate and game day for this team, says Bergeron. That's a great point.
Mm-hmm. I'll get a sip.
Sips. Yeah, we had that Zacapa rum, the Guatemalan rum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta love the Guatemalan.
Well known around the Guatemalan parts. Let's see. I think that's it from that screen.
Yeah. All right.
A few more. Sip is OV, says Bruins, 1970. Sweeney inherited that core and never knew how to replace it. True. Sad to say, but here in Missoula, we have the U of Montana Grizzlies. Montana State Bobcats is in Bozeman.
Yes.
They have a Bees-Habs rivalry. It's called Brawl of the Wild.
Oh, Montana State. The Brawl of the Wild.
Okay.
Yeah, my son's friend is a Montana State guy.
If you put a true number one center between Pasta and Geekie, that probably ends up being a top 5 line.
I would agree.
I mean, I would agree. I think you'd be all set there. Problem is, I mean, unless you get one in the draft here, that can develop in a couple of years. Yeah,
I mean, Matt's been saying all along that he wants to try Poitras there, and they should do that at some point.
I think they should try it in training camp. I really do. I think they should give it a concerted effort. Just to see what happens there. Poitras have a pretty good year in AHL, 14 goals, and
they've tried Mittelstadt. That hasn't worked. Zacha's
not. That doesn't have any legs. I mean, I know they had a little bit of chemistry there, but it's not Zacha that's driving that line, folks. And then Lindholm, no chance. So I think it has to be Poitras just to try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah, the chemistry right now is Pastrnak and Geekie. It's not Zacha.
No.
So you plug in, like you said, Poitras probably with those two and see what happens. And if it's not him, then you got some work to do. Maybe it is one of the guys they draft in this upcoming draft. Hopefully it is.
Sure.
And he makes an impact right away because you're going to need that.
The Bruins signed Dalton Bancroft today.
Yes, they did.
Out of Cornell. Ryan Walsh's teammate. 15 goals this year.
Yeah.
He was sought after by a few teams. The Bruins got him 1 year.
Big physical kid.
Yeah, big physical guy. I did see Mark Dibber.
Yeah, hilarious.
Who said that he doesn't really project to have the same type of production,
same scoring touch,
in the pros, but he's straight line. And I'm like, John Beecher. I'm like, it's John Beecher.
Well, no, it's not John Beecher. Because how many?
He never had 15.
No, he didn't.
He never had 10.
No, he didn't.
Not even in the backyard.
No, he didn't.
No. So 15 goals from Bancroft. Hopefully, Bancroft's going to get a chance here with Providence, and then they got him on a 1-year deal. You would have to think that they're going to make every effort to give him a spot out of camp.
Yeah,
with a 1-year deal for almost $1 million. So I wonder if John Beecher is not going to be resigned. But he plays every night. Like, to me, if they don't resign him, then my question would be, why did he play 77 games? Like, why?
It's a valid point.
If he's not going to be, if he's not part of the future,
it's a valid
why
point.
are people playing that aren't a part of the future? Like, it's just. Lettieri made a couple of plays tonight, and Smitty was like, I don't want to cheer for this guy because he's Vinny Lettieri. Like, he's not going to be any more than this. But he'll make a play and be like, stop it.
Stop playing well.
Yes,
You're
right.
fucking 32 years old.
Right.
I don't want you on the team anymore. You and Patrick Brown. Vinny Lettieri had 3 shots tonight.
Yeah.
3 shots on net. Tied for the fucking team lead. You know what's had 3 shots?
3 shots.
Johnny Beecher.
Johnny Beecher had 3 shots. He did?
He did.
I didn't see any.
I didn't see any of that.
I saw a lot of the
This
same
is the
shit
lie.
from Johnny Beach. Yeah,
3 shots, 2 block shots, 1 hit in 11:45 timeout ice.
Yeah, I mean,
how's this for your fucking man on the dot? 1 win, 6 losses
for Beach.
Yes.
See, if that's one of his strengths, then we're in trouble.
Patrick Brown 1-5 on the dot.
Yeah, see, I mean, the center plays terrible. It's too bad. They can't be. There won't be any good without
Elias Lindholm took 19 draws.
Wow, how many did he win?
12-7.
Wow.
Yep.
12-7.
Zacha was 4-3.
Tonight was the night where I was watching Lindholm a lot too from above.
Yeah.
And same thing. Like, he doesn't compete that hard sometimes. Like, he just doesn't compete hard to win pucks. He doesn't.
I'm not sure he knows what to do.
I don't know. It feels like he just doesn't. He's so easily beaten on battles. I don't know what it is.
I just feel like he doesn't know what to do.
I guess
he just doesn't. He doesn't know where to be in support.
I think his confidence level is so shot.
Yeah,
like his trajectory, like Smitty said in the offseason, is going down, and it's not coming back up. Like, they really projected him to be like, oh, he'll play with Pastrnak and get 70 points. Well, now he's playing with Vinny Lettieri and some guy named VL.
Lettieri and Maxim Khustnidinov.
Yeah, or Marat, either one.
Whatever.
Hey, how about Nutty? Let's talk about Nutty for a second. I'm out on Nutty. Like Nutty was the new shiny toy.
Yeah,
not happening for me.
Yeah, I mean, he was fine tonight.
Yeah, I mean, but he's fine. But we need better players than fine.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like, he was fine. There was a bunch of guys that were fine, but fine on a team that has lost 10 in a row isn't good.
It's not good. Like, if he's fine on a team that's a wagon, like if he's fine on the Maple Leafs playing on the 4th line and not fucking it up for 10 minutes, great. But tonight you need more than that from Khustnidinov. He hasn't done much since the first couple of games. And I'm not sure he can't pass through waivers without getting claimed. So I'm not sure what they do. Like, he may get waived and lost next season.
Yeah,
he might, because he's past the 80 game mark. So it's going to be one way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Sweens will give him a spot. Like, it seems to me that spots aren't really given based on performance. It's based on if you were a high draft pick or a number 1 draft pick, or you were acquired by Sweeney.
Yeah, if you're a Sweeney guy.
It doesn't seem to matter how you play. It seems to matter how you were acquired or what your draft position was, like John Beecher. And so I think he might end up with a spot just because he was acquired in a trade by Sweeney. So he's going to get the benefit of the doubt when maybe he shouldn't.
He wants to show something for the Brazo trade or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I got to win the trade, so I'm going to hold on to this guy and hope he performs.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But but he hasn't shown me much either. So hopefully he shows more. Let's see. With no pro teams, it's the best rivalry we have in the state of Montana. The distaste for each other is real. Well, that's good. Good rivalries are lost, really. I mean, there's not a lot of good rivalries anymore. So savor that stuff. That's fun. Let's see. What else we have here?
Shaz Diet says, I have little faith that Sweeney can rebuild this core.
Yeah, and I think everybody does. I'm just not sure. I don't, if I really wonder if Sweeney is confident enough in it. Do you know that? Like, I wonder if he knows, like, if he has, like, if he struggles with a plan.
Do you think, so you're saying you don't think he has confidence in a plan or doesn't
right. Or,
have a,
yeah.
have
I'm
a plan?
I don't think he has confidence in
his plan.
Can I really put a plan together and get the right pieces to make the next core?
Maybe not.
I don't, because he really hasn't shown that he can.
No.
I mean, look where we are.
I mean, he shouldn't have confidence.
No. So I don't know where I would like to know. He would never say it, but I would like to know what his plan is. Like, give me your first 5 moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he can't say that.
He won't, but I'd love to know that. Like, what are your first 5 moves in your own head? Like, what do you think you're going to do, next year?
Yeah, I mean,
in the off season.
I mean, I have what I would do.
Okay.
I would re-sign Geekie.
Yeah.
I would throw a shitload of money at Marner.
Yeah.
If he doesn't
gets
resign,
there. Yeah.
I would sign Ehlers or Besser.
Yeah. Too.
And I would go with some kind of defenseman instead of Yoki Haru at third pair right.
Yeah. Yeah. Solid veteran.
So that's what I'm. And you draft.
I would draft Anton Frondell.
I would draft according to Central Scouting.
Yeah.
Whoever's the best.
I would draft Frondell only because I've heard that he might be the most NHL ready. So if you want to get back, a pretty good team,
sure.
If I'm Sweeney,
right?
Okay. He wants to be pretty good soon.
Yeah.
He takes the most NHL ready guy.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I would do that because I want the best player available. I don't want the most NHL ready player. I want the best guy. So to me,
Hagens is 4th right now.
Yeah, I'm not taking Hagens.
So
I'm not taking Hagens. I like Schaefer a lot. I like Misa a lot, obviously.
Frondell, Desnay, McQueen.
McQueen's slipping a little bit. O'Brien, Porter, Martone, yeah. So like those are the guys that I would take instead. There's a bunch of centers. There's like 4 or 5 centers.
A lot of centers, yeah.
That are
get the right one.
And
develop them.
Yeah, that are supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So like any of those guys, with the exception of Hagens, I'm not taking Hagens.
Yeah.
I'll somebody else can do that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want the Bruins to do it, but I think the Bruins will do it if he's there. And I think he's not going to necessarily be Zach Hamill, but I don't think he's going to be like a dynamic, franchise altering player. I think he'll be Matty Beniers or something along those lines. Like he'll be a fine NHL player, but not something where you're like looking back and saying, wow, the Bruins really hit it out of the park with the 4th pick. It's going to be more like, yeah, they picked him 4th and he's decent. Like Pavel Zacha. He's going to be a Pavel Zacha.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Anything else here? Zach Hayes says Zaddy Daddy would be okay. Smitty and I will not be snuggling tonight.
No.
I'm going to be sleeping right on this chaise lounge here.
Chaise. We're going to hit the town after this little.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure. Let's go hit Dominion. Right?
Yeah, Dominion
bar down the street.
It's 11.
Oh my God. It was a 7. I was in the car 7 hours, but
I was driving the whole fucking time.
I'm a team. I drove 3 to get there. So
I
I'm
drove
a team guy.
I drove from my house to Bill's house and then all the way to Montreal. I drove 6 hours.
6 hours? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They'll get out scot-free.
Bill did. Bill's going to sponsor the podcast, though, so he didn't get off necessarily.
That's right. That's his penance. Zach Hayes, tortoise can live 100 years.
Fucking turtles, man.
Tortoise. I mean, they're so slow. They expend no energy.
Yeah.
So that's part. There's no stress. If you have no stress, you can live forever.
You move similar to a turtle.
Yeah, but I have too much stress to live 100 years. I am going to live max 20 more. Max.
You think so?
Max. Yes.
Yeah.
Mid-70s.
You think you're done by 72, 73? That's 20. In that ballpark?
Yeah.
You hit 75? Your grandfather lived
92.
Yeah.
But see, my father's side is all 90s.
Yeah.
All 90s. My grandmother's 97, still alive. Her sister was 99, died like 6 months ago. My mother's side, all mid-70s.
Really?
I think I'm more McDonald than Barry.
Okay. We'll see.
But hey, you never know. Late bloomer. Maybe I'm a late bloomer.
What we need is for people to follow this podcast. Tell your friends, for fuck's sake.
I mean,
can you tell your friends?
Yeah.
Because we need this thing to blow up so that Matty can retire, with a little bit of money in his pocket.
I'll do this on some tropical island.
Yeah.
Or in Key West.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll do this right in Key West.
Yeah. We have a bar idea that we're tossing around.
Yeah. Smitty and our buddy Bill want have a bar idea. I can't say it because I don't want anybody to steal it. Right?
Yeah, no. It's
a bar idea.
It's our what do they call that? Like emotional intelligence or something. It's like our intellectual property. It's our intellectual property.
Okay.
So you can't steal it. So we're
intellectual property.
We're not going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
But we do have a bar idea, and
you do.
And yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
maybe someday.
Yeah. If this podcast explodes, we'll do it live right in Smitty's bar.
Yeah.
All right. So we're done tonight. We're in Montreal. We'll be here till Sunday. 20% off with the code Sorry John.
Buy some shit.
Buy some stuff on the merch site there. Bruins Carolina Saturday night. We will be doing it again. Post games. There's only 6 games to go.
Can we watch the game from up here?
I don't even know. It's on TV.
We'll be on the post game whether we watch the game or not.
That's a solid point. I don't know. I didn't even think of that. Probably not. You know what? At this point, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
They're gonna have 12 shots on net, lose 4-1.
Yeah.
And
or worse.
And we'll just talk about the same shit we talked about tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, great night in the comments. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll be back at it Saturday. Peace and love from Montreal. Go Bruins.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Wish I could know how to say that. Au revoir. Au revoir. En français.